Well, good evening, laddies, lasses, and lassos. Welcome to the click, you beautiful beans. I do hope you enjoy your stay today. We're gonna do something beautiful. We're gonna look at r/ConfidentlyIncorrect, where we frick all the facts. Did you know that dolphins are birds and bats are fish? You didn't? Well, now you do. Now you do. Welcome to Educational Times with Clicky Thicky Wiki. Mwah. Did you think you were subscribed to the channel? Wrong! Check again, you were confidently incorrect because YouTube may have unsubscribed you because it thinks the accounts are spam or something. Double check just to be sure to be part of this amazing journey. That has creeped out half the people watching this video.
I am doing a good job.
No word starts with O and ends with O.
Orange!
Octagon, octopus, obedient, oppressive, okay, oh, ole. You just repeatedly failed! Isn't that just life in general, though? Oh. Remember, kids, trying is the first step towards failure. Hashtag wholesome vibes with the click.
They let Magic Johnson play basketball with full-blown HIV, but won't let Kyrie Irving play because he won't get a COVID shot.
Are you aware that NBA players do not have penetrative naughties during a game? I think I've watched some different kind of, I don't know, basketball. Oh, you can put your balls in my hoop if you want. That's how it works, right? I do all the naughties.
Georgia isn't even in Europe, it's in America.
Well, we're definitely in Europe and hopefully soon in EU. But I'd not mind if we were in the USA. Both works for me.
No, Georgia is USA.
It's almost like you can have multiple things named the same thing in different parts of the world. Just like mango can be both a land shark and a fruit. Damn, that was a good little metaphor or whatever. This nursing student perfectly summed up the difference between forced naughties and regretting naughties on Twitter. I've had consensual naughties and regretted it later. I thought I wanted to do it, made a mistake, wasn't forced naughties at all.
No, if you regret it, then you did not fully 100% consent, and that is forced naughties.
If regret equals non-consent, I have some weird things I need to figure out about my first marriage. Your Honor, this was just 15 years of forced naughties. Dear God. Internet arguments are amazing, man. Holy crap. You just have to convince yourself that these people aren't real, okay? They're alien plants to try to figure out how humans work socially, okay? And that's the best way to not get just nightmares from this. That's my favorite conspiracy. Every time you see this really weird hot take on Twitter, it's just an alien probing human social standards.
Easy to prove evolution is false. Who birthed the first human? Answer, a non-human. You see where this is going? Now show me an example of a species that births a different species. It is all fiction, because that's how evolution works.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? Answer, it was a dinosaur that randomly gave birth to a chicken.
Okay, so here's how it actually works.
Like evolution is a species that slowly evolves over time. Individuals don't evolve, species evolve. So if you have an isolated part of a species that just kind of breeds for, I don't know, 100,000 years, you will have slight changes. Very, very small changes between every single generation. And after 100,000 years, they're gonna look a little different, depending on climate and how things look. Like Galapagos is a very good example of this. And you are a little Twitter brain person. Household median net worth in 2019 was $97,300.
Redo this math and remove the top 50 richest Americans.
Well, then it's $97,299.99, I guess.
Nice to see you don't know what you're talking about. Confirmed.
No, I do. Dropping the top 50 richest Americans would not have any substantial effect on median household net worth.
Okay, buddy, glad you're so confident.
There is a difference between average and median.
Knowledge. I have played over 1,000 hours of Civilization. Here's how Ukraine can defeat Russia. 1 out of 47.
One game was 7, you think you're an expert?
You didn't get the joke at all. I also love the love the like intuition of this tweet where it's like, only one game? You need at least 50 games of Civ before you can analyze modern military events. Yeah.
ADHD is a fiction that was invented to explain humanity's declining attention span. It just so happens that the people who invented it also have profited off of the invention to the tune of many billions of dollars. I think it's time we start searching for a better explanation.
Did you also know that map companies invented the round Earth to sell more maps? The more you know. That's my favorite conspiracy. Map companies rule the world after all. Here's the deal. If Kiev is still in Ukrainian hands in 48 hours, I'll donate $20 to the Ukrainian government and post a receipt on here. That aged really poorly. But also $20? Jesus, really throwing in the big bucks here for those big predictions.
Lesbians can like men and lesbians can be men. What? What lesbian is an umbrella term and up for the people to decide what they mean for themselves. There are straight lesbians, M-spec lesbians, asexual lesbians, and non-binary lesbians, and all of them are valid.
Okay, so labels mean nothing now, or it can mean any— What? No, that's the point. Here's a pretty reasonable middle ground, I suppose. A label will very rarely describe an individual perfectly because humans are incredibly complex. But labels can give you an average or like an overview of a specific topic, which makes it just easier to talk about and like a general form of reference. But that doesn't mean that you can just make stuff up to mean whatever it means to only you and expect the world to understand what the heck you're on about.
Astrology is the study of stars and planets. You're thinking of divination and horoscopes.
You are thinking of astronomy. r/confidently wrong. This is ironic, but I think you mean r/confidently incorrect. Did you get Man, we're really in subredditception now. Verified purchase, 1 star.
This book is backwards. It is read from back to front. Pages are sequential from right to left. The cover is on the back. The first page is open. It's to be continued. I'm not sure if this was a printing error or just how the book was designed, but there's no indication from the description that this is read from back to front, and it's probably not helping beginners being set up like this.
4 people found this helpful. It's a manga book. For God's sake. Ugh. Online reviews, man. Absolutely gorgeous.
The reason LGBTQ youths are high risk of depression and self-harm is not because they're being bullied or feeling unsupported. It's because their consciousness are afflicted with guilt at their rebellion against their creator.
So it couldn't possibly be like, oh my god, you need to be made in the exact image of what I believe in. Otherwise, I will try to convince the society we both live in that you are poo. And that can not be the reason why you feel bad. No. It's because... Oh my god. How can you write something like this and be so, like, non-self-aware about it? It just blows my mind.
Does it not make you wonder why this hasn't hit the news? A 5-year-old boy riding his bike in his front yard, shot by a black man. Is this not newsworthy? That poor family.
CNN, the father of a 5-year-old boy killed... You literally quoted CNN, and you're saying it's not in the news. What? Do you even know what newsworthy means? If you're gonna complain about something not being in the news, don't use like a news article as your source. God.
$85 an hour to sleep on the job.
It's $15,000 is too much for minimum wage, and $85 an hour is too much to pay our senators to literally do nothing.
Post about minimum wage in the US uses a picture of the House of Lords in the UK. That's pretty funny. Oh, look at them. They're just napping. Oh my god. I can kinda nap at the job. I could do technically a sleeping stream, I guess. Although I do talk in my sleep, so I wouldn't trust myself to not say anything wildly inappropriate. Or like, I don't know, dox myself in my sleep. Oh dear god. According to my significant other, I actually started singing in my sleep once. It wasn't very beautiful, but I think it's probably beautiful and they're just jealous.
Pronouns are the most stupid shit this generation has ever made.
Pronouns have existed long before this generation.
Woo, linguistics.
Okay, here's a video.
What's your pronouns?
I don't do pronouns.
So if I said he, that'd be incorrect.
That would be correct, but I
So you do have pronouns?
But he is not a pronoun because the thing that yes. That is not how, nor it's ever been how parentheses work. By your logic, 2 + 3 parentheses squared would equal 25. Hint, the answer is 13.
Wait, how do you even get what? Wait, how do you get 13? Okay, oh, wait, you have squared them both individually. So you have basically done 2 squared plus 3 squared. I was just, how did you even get 13? But okay, I understand how you were thinking. It's wrong.
Doing naughties to the wife chronically makes a man feminine.
Penis has a sensitive mucosa membranes along glands. Vajayjay, the produces and secretes estrogen. Putting your pee-pee in this heavily estrogenified environment. Is that a word? Makes it absorb estrogen into your bloodstream at a most vulnerable part of the body. Testosterone production blocked. You hear that, men? Making love to women is now feminine or gay? Which one is it? Probably one of them. Ah, isn't that beautiful? I feel like these two camps would be hilarious. I would love to host a debate panel where I have like a typical Twitter alpha male who's just like, gotta make love to all the women, Sigma grind set. And then you have like these people who are like, no, having the naughties to women makes you women. And just have them go at it, and you can just sit back with a bag of popcorn. That would be hilarious.
NATO is mistaken if they think that a Russian offensive would be met by resistance from Ukraine. Majority of Ukrainian soldiers will lay down their arms and join the Russians before they shoot their brother. The West will never understand the cultural link between Russian and Ukraine.
Man, tweets that age poorly. Something I've learned, don't make like super confident predictions when you obviously know very little about the world. It's just like a recipe for looking dumb. And that's the trick when you have your own platform like this. People are like, oh my god, you're so smart. You know what the trick is? Don't talk about shite you don't know anything about, and you won't look as silly. It's easy. Like, you control your entire output yourself. There's no reason to look this silly. Of course, it's okay to be wrong, and it's more important to correct yourself when you're wrong. But there's no reason to be this wrong.
They don't build statues of critics.
Here's a statue of literally critic Northup Fry. I was gonna say it didn't age well, but like a statue was probably made before the shirt, so I don't know which direction this went in really. Hashtag conspiracy theory. 169 miles away at eye level. 19,000 feet of missing Earth curve. Earth is flat. Thoughts? Oh, I hate when a description just like, thoughts? If the Earth was flat, wouldn't you be able to see the whole island, not just the top of the hill? Lol, yes, this post debunks its own theory. Also, cis women have natural testosterone. Well, yeah, because they're men. Cis women are now men. Man, we're getting a lot of really cool theories into this video. Honestly, I should just write a book about this. In a couple of years, when I've accumulated enough of this knowledge, I should just write a book, The Wildest Scientific Theories I've Found Online. It would be beautiful. I would totally read that myself. Yesterday, daughter ill at school. Don't ring my mom, she's in a hearing and won't pick up. Please ring my dad. School rings me. Hashtag break the bias.
If my kid's school called me whilst I was at work, I would know there is a problem and would answer the phone. End of. Don't understand why this is an issue at all. Priorities. Because not everyone has your job. Lawyers in a trial can't just say, excuse me, judge, I gotta take this call. Doctors in surgery don't even have their phones on them, I bet. Lawyers can ask judge for time and then call back. He shoots and misses, and he continues to assert nonsense. Clearly, you know very little of how our courts operate and what would happen if you said to a judge, can I just have 2 minutes? My child's school is calling. You'd be scolded by the judge, rightly or wrongly. Total rubbish. I don't believe that for 1 minute.
It's very true. You aren't actually allowed a phone in court, full stop. It's mainly to stop interruptions and to prevent recordings. But I dare you to take a phone to court and ask a judge to delay a hearing when someone calls you if you don't believe me.
So if I looked at my phone and saw a missed call from my kid's school and asked the judge for 5 minutes to call back, he or she would say no and bollock me, would they?
I was the judge. Well, then you can't get in trouble from the judge. Can you imagine that? You're being in the middle of it. Sorry, my kindergarten is calling. But I'm on trial for life and oh my god. No, cease. I mean, especially if you have 2 parents, just call the non-busy parent, God.
Yeah, you can say you have PTSD from it, now make them freaking pay dirty freaking pieces of shit, damn commie bastards.
What does communism have to do with this?
Nothing, just calling the company commies. Jeff Bezos especially would love to have a little city where you live in his house and your rent and deducted from your paycheck and you shop from his stores and it's deducted from your paycheck and it's a little communist city.
Communism definition, a moneyless, stateless, classless society where the means of production is owned collectively. This person's situation, capitalism. Are you saying that Amazon is communist? Sometimes I get the feeling that people just like latch onto words like an insult or something negative, but they don't, I don't know, they never actually look up what it is, so they just throw it around seemingly at random. 1 star, missing pieces. Look at this puzzle, outrageous. You know, ignore the fact that, you know, if you just take the 2 pieces on top right there and put them in the gap on the left, and then you just push in the puzzle, it'll be complete. But no, it's the puzzle's fault.
No atheism or atheist can create computer. Once you're an atheist, your ability to critical thinking shrinks.
Really? I guess you never heard of Alan Turing then. He was an atheist that literally created the first modern computer. Why? What is this point? What is these weird takes? Yes, all those infamous computer classes I went to in church.
Donald Trump is Jesus Christ.
I kind of doubt that one, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, Jesus wasn't white, but he wasn't orange. I did the joke. The orange man bad. Oh.
What is a woman? They have XX chromosomes. They were born with a uterus and ovaries. They have menstrual ovarian cycles. They can give birth to another human being.
2 of these options don't even apply to women that have simply gone through menopause. I don't understand why people are so obsessed with oversimplifying definitions just to, like, I don't know, debate someone else's existence. Just vibe and be happy. It's not so hard.
Here are 5 ways to reduce the impact of cancer-causing radiation coming off from your gadgets.
What?
Number 1. Never carry your phone in your pocket, be it your trouser pocket or your shirt pocket. Instead, carry them in a bag or purse where they're not sticking to your body.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that if a phone radiates like fucking gamma radiation, you're not gonna block it with a purse.
Originally designed to be in your lap. Instead, place it on a table or a desk if possible. Oh, and don't think that a pillow will do. Number 3.
Yeah, the pillows don't block radiations, but purses do.
Earphones while your phone is placed on a table. In case that's not possible, at least use it on speaker.
What is with this super inspirational music? What?
Always have them turned off.
Uh-huh.
And your phone on airplane mode.
It's very important.
Sure to turn off cellular, Wi-Fi, and
wait, so you turn off everything
5.
and then turn off the phone?
Avoid using gadgets in a moving vehicle unless
Okay.
it's an emergency. In a moving vehicle, 900 times a minute, they connect and disconnect with a tower, emitting immense radiation.
Okay, but what radiation?
Share this video with your friends and family so that they too can protect themselves.
Protect from what? I like with these kind of videos that they never actually specify what is the dangerous thing. It's like they always use a buzzword, like, you know, toxins or radiation or vibes. Do you mean that your phone is randomly splurting out like gamma radiation or, I don't know, X-rays? Or, like, do you have to specify what it is you're exactly blocking? I think if it's like emitting gamma radiation, I don't think a purse is gonna block it. I'm just gonna put it out there. You're basically screwed anyway.
In England, every PE teacher saying at their last school someone threw a javelin and went straight through someone, so not mess about. Is that possible? Are they that sharp? Through, not throw.
Does it make you feel superior to correct people on Twitter, ma'am?
It does, especially when the person I'm correcting is myself. This is such a weird thing.
Oh, you grammar Nazi. Oh.
I'm so sorry for correcting my own sentence. I sincerely apologize. Please don't cancel me. Thank you very much. What will happen if gay marriage is legalized? Gay people will get married. Third World War, various plagues. The terrorists will win. I can so easily picture my college statistics in psychology professor repeating, correlation does not imply causation. His favorite example, which I often took as a comparison when I see an alleged casual relationship between 2 things, is that both ice cream sales and drowning accident increase and decrease at the same rate over the course of every year, but ice cream sales do not cause drownings. Yeah, I think it's the same with like crime or pickpocketing, and the correlation is simply just that people go traveling. When you travel and when you go to the beach, you eat more ice cream, and you're also more likely to get pickpocketed or, well, drown. So it's just a common causating factor making 2 independent other things look like they are correlating, which is really funny.
Laser eye surgery removing your original biological lens and operating a multifocal contact length that may or may not need replacing in 1 year.
I wish I had your ability to be so confidently wrong. Removing the lens is a cataract surgery. Implanting a contact lens is ICL surgery. The laser eye surgery mentioned is a separate surgery altogether, where the cornea is flattened.
Still pointless and very expensive. 95% of LASIK have dry eyes. It is not the end treatment and it's literally a temporary solution with a permanent complication. Don't ask me though, ask a real eye doctor.
I am an eye doctor. That's why I pointed out that you were incorrect in your first tweet. You should ask a doctor. I am the doctor. Oh, this is the same kind of thing that I want to speak to the manager. I am the manager. The manager then.
The way inflation is a made-up problem. Bish, I hate white people. It's literally imagine. Just make it not exist so people don't have to be poor. It's that easy. It's a little more complicated than that. It's absolutely not. Money is literally paper made from clothing fiber with evil white men on it. Make some more.
Inflation isn't real?
What?
Wait, what? But like the money represents something. Money is only valuable because we as people collectively believe it's valuable. But the money at the core represents something else. That's why you get paid for hours or paid for produced products. The money only represents the value of everything else that is being traded. So instead of having a trade-based economy where it's like, oh, I give you 5 apples for that donkey, we can just come up with a common currency and you don't have to find a person who specifically trades a donkey for your specific apples. So the money only represents the value that is already being traded in the market. Of course, modern economy is a bit more complicated than that, but basically, more money equals less value per piece of money. That's literally inflation. So, no. No.
The only reason they don't want you to eat during labor is so the chances are smaller that you'll poop on the table.
It's so outdated. I love the upside down passive-aggressive emoji. It's like, poop table. That's definitely not the only reason, lol. If a laboring mother has to be rushed into surgery and they have undigested food in their stomach, they could aspirate into their breathing tube and die. It's the same reason surgery patients are instructed not to eat after a certain time before their surgery. That makes a bit more sense, yeah.
It is more dangerous for a woman to be in a relationship than it is for men to go to war. Stay vigilant and always be wedding.
What is war on women? Let's see. Terror attacks, Afghanistan, Iraq, American women killed by their husbands or boyfriends, more than the above categories combined. I mean, it is horrible, and it's definitely a topic that we should keep fighting for, but it's also a very dishonest way of showing statistics because the people in relationships in the entirety of the US is definitely more than people actively engaging in combat. So you're basically comparing two populations with incredibly different sample sizes and claiming the appearance of this event to be greater in the population with more people. If you pick a random woman and a random man, the woman is more likely to be murdered by an intimate partner than the man is to die in combat. If you pick a random woman in a relationship and a random soldier, then the soldier is about 6 times more likely to die in combat than the woman is to be killed by an intimate partner. Kind of like how you pick a random American, they are more likely to drown in a bathtub than to die base jumping. And yet it would be incredibly stupid to claim baths are more dangerous than jumping off buildings. Yeah, because you have more people taking baths than jumping off buildings. Typically, at least. I don't know about your country, but at least in good old Sweden, we don't take baths. Booyah! Nailed my argument.
I have a period and it has nothing to do with the moon.
You obviously have no education on this topic. You probably don't even know your own body. What are you, 15? This information has been taught for hundreds of generations. Take a seat. Did you know that a female body works like the tidal waves? And when the moon comes like this, the gravity pulls the liquids and then... That's why you have a period. End of discussion.
My semen is moving towards my mind. What? More calm, more energy, less emotional, 0 fricks given, more focus, more confidence. Congrats to me on 30 days of retention. I mean, if you're getting over, you know, an addiction to the self-pleasuring or something, that's amazing. But the first sentence looks so incredibly funny. It's just... It sounds like you're making an argument for skull fricking. It's horrible. Things that don't require effort. Being on time, work ethic, effort, body language, doing extra, being prepared, attitude.
All of this requires effort.
You can say some of these are a very good formula for, you know, succeeding in the workplace. Like being on time, very important, value other people's time. Work ethic, effort, sure, body language. I mean, doing extra and that kind of stuff, attitude can be twisted into something, I don't know, that can mean basically anything. Being prepared, sure, these are like base level, almost non-meaning positivity stuff that, you know, sure, good things are good, but of course it requires effort. What are you talking about? Scott Morrison says renters should buy a house if they want rent relief. Scott Morrison has a controversial proposal for renters who are struggling with the rising cost of living.
Yes. How do you solve homelessness? Have you considered just buying a house?
Checkmate. Fox Nation presenter suggested that Charles Darwin was paid by the Jewish Rothschild family to invent the theory of evolution. But why though? What I also find so astonishing with things like this is that they believe that, oh, if we just talk crap about this one historical figure that initiated part of the, like, debate or popularized it, that means the whole theory is gonna fall apart. Like, you have a whole scientific body around this theory where it has been again and again verified to actually be the case. Like, wait, this does nothing. What are you talking about?
How it started, how it's going, #transracial.
When I said I supported you for being trans, this is not what I meant, Dave.
2, me, I don't know.
Oh, I remember this video.
Cancer biology scientist. I work in a biotech company. We make COVID-19 testing kits, stuff like that.
Oh, dear God.
And then 6. It has nothing to do with your background. I don't think you really have the highest EQ out of all of us.
Wait, is it
Tyler,
EQ or
he ranked last
IQ?
for me personally because the way he carries himself. He was
Because that's a very
ranking
distinct
intelligence
difference.
based on, but really just came down to his body language, his demeanor, the way he carried himself.
Body
the way he
language
acted
means
towards
IQ
the
nowadays, apparently.
So number 1 is Raymond. Number 2 would be Kaylee.
I always find it amazing
Number
that you
3
just
will be Tyler,
apply
and
random
number
stuff when
4
trying to
would
figure out
be
people's
Shreya.
IQ in this.
Number 5 is Sean, and number 6 is Maria.
Yeah, it was IQ. What are you talking about? Like body language and EQ? What? Oh, that's what you get for being confidently incorrect and way cocky in the YouTube video. Haha, I mean, kind of an old clip. But I've seen multiple videos like this. What always gets me, and what gets me so annoyed by this, is that it's such a specific question. Like, oh, sort yourself by IQ. But then they just go on these random tangents. Like, oh, I don't like your body language, so you probably have low IQ. What? What does that have to do with anything? Ah, that's beautiful. Jesus Christ. Communication. Word of the day. Satine.
God, I don't like Satine. It's very evil. We should erase Satine and believe in God instead. The polar opposites. Satine and God.
I got 4 phone calls from the dealership immediately after this, but didn't pick up. As far as your lease buyout option, you're looking to pay approximately blorp. On a 2022 Age RV XL, you're looking at blorp. I hit him high so I can cut him down low, make him feel like I'm giving him the best deal. But it's really those NYC taxes beating his ass, lamau. Rob, really showing your cards here.
Sorry, that wasn't meant for you, but it's not about you. It's about another person I'm selling to. Frick.
That's embarrassing.
Goodbye, America. Hello, New York.
New York is still in America.
Have you ever taken a geology class? I think I would know. Stupid girl. Why are you like this? Please. What happened? Oh, God.
A man who makes a woman have the zenith of naughty experience is neutral in romance. It neither bonds a woman nor pushes her away. Do not overthink it.
Facts! This making women have zeniths of experience is a new phenomenon that came with feminism and the other women's naughty liberation. Our forefathers never bothered with such and the women lived on.
I mean, I remember back in the day when we lived in caves and humans were technically physically fit, so we should go back to being foragers as well. Oh yes, indeed. Everything was better in the past, except when we get eaten by flesh-eating mammoths. So, you think I'm good looking? Sure, I guess. You're bisexual, right? Like, you like girls and boys? Pretty much, I'm attracted to everyone, yeah. Does that mean you like me? Like you're attracted to me? Lemao? No. So you're not bi? Do you have an IQ of a freaking mop?
Wait, you're bi? So that means everyone is attractive, right?
I mean, if you're straight, do you like everyone of like the other gender? Probably not. What is heavier, a 200 pounds of bricks or 200 pounds of feathers?
Have you ever picked up a feather? It weighs a whole lot less than a brick.
Obviously, the bricks are going to be heavier.
I actually can't tell if you're joking. I am actually wondering, because the math of both needs another volume. Doesn't the one with a bigger volume feel heavier, the opposite, or would it be the same? You misunderstood the assignment. Bricks outweigh feathers. Does no one in this app possess any critical thinking ability? I mean, I think the question would make more sense in your argument if you were like, which would fall faster, for example? Because then, like, you know, the density that it sounds like you're talking about would make more sense, at least if you have air resistance. But
it's a trick question, please. No thoughts, just Andrew Garfield's phone saying 2357. He uses the 24-hour time setting. People actually use that. Who knew? I don't even understand the 24-hour time. People have tried to explain it to me. I've even looked it up and I just don't get it. Same with the metric system. I just don't understand it. I have to use online converters or I'd be so confused when I talk to people who use these systems.
What specific issues are you really concerned about right now?
I don't want them to digitize us.
Digitize?
What? To digitize us. I don't want to take medicine that'll hurt people.
What?
What was the word you used though? I haven't heard that.
Digital.
Digitile.
Digital.
Digitile? And what does that mean?
They're trying to make us robots. They're trying to make it.
That sounds pretty badass though.
And nothing.
Like inserting us with nanorobots or something. Hell yeah, I'd be down.
Put in our bodies.
And eventually we'll actually be robots?
according to what they're saying, not robots, but according to what they've already got a full man-made working female robot.
What? Wait, what's the this is just all over the place. What? You're talking about medication, you're talking about digitalization, I'm assuming, and then you start talking about like female naughty robots from Japan or something. What are you what's like the end point here? I am so confused.
I left 45 voicemails for the tour manager asking them to please not use strobe lights because of my condition. Apparently, they didn't see my messages. I left with lasting damage. The urgent care would not accept me because I was screaming. I slept on my uncle's Joseph futon. Oh.
I mean, accessibility and stuff is good, but also going to a show that is specifically known for having strobe lights, and if you don't like strobe lights, you can't ask them to like, hey, you have an entire light show planned out, how about you like don't do that because of me? And then I make it all about me. Stop. Hey, let me know when you get there. I can come down and bring you up to the office and we can start a little bit of our onboarding. It won't be until this afternoon or early morning. I was rear-ended on my way. Not sure how much more could go wrong, just spoke to HR. I'm waiting on AAA and police just got here. Oh, I'm so sorry. We will see you when you get here. And it's just a reverse search of, you know, a stock photo of a crashed car. Oh my god. I'm glad the recruiter has a little bit of brains, so that's pretty funny. To each your own. What, Lemao? You don't know that expression? Are you doing the whole bone apple teeth thing? What the frick is bone apple tea? What the frick is eat your zone? Ask James what it means so he can laugh at you for not knowing one of those popular sayings ever. Are you trying to say to eat your own? To eat your zone. That sounds incredibly naughty. Hello there, I can eat your zone if you know what I mean. Feel free to clip that out of context. I'm never gonna live that down.
My nephew got vaccinated, then came out as gay. This isn't a coincidence. Watch this post get deleted.
Yeah, maybe it gets deleted because you're spreading like COVID misinformation. How about that? It's not for the reason you think it is. You're just spreading dum-dum. It's not a conspiracy. So what happens when you get like the booster shot? Does that like remove the gay? Or does it make you gay squared? We have to figure out for science.
40,000 miles high in the air. Yes, girl.
For a point of reference, the ISS is 250 miles up. This plane goes past the moon or something. This is amazing. I want to go there. What is the most out of touch thing you've heard a person say? During a break room discussion, how one of my coworkers was having to go on food stamps because the job didn't pay enough. The new CEO, for the first and last time, decided to have lunch in the break room, dropped this gem.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We had to let our second nanny go.
Oh no. Baker's dozen, 13 donuts.
That's not a dozen.
I have to, now I'm not sure. This freaking post is gaslighting me. What is a baker's dozen? A baker's dozen is commonly understood to mean 13. Are bakers just bad at counting? Not quite. There are a few theories as to why baker's dozen became 13, but the most widely accepted one has to do with avoiding a beating. What? That sounds brutal. Alright, fine, okay. I learned something new today. I thought it was silly too first. Oh dear God, the comments would have never forgotten about my indiscretion.
My soul left my body today as a student confidently declared that over 35-year-olds don't use social media. They're not on the internet.
Gosh darn, Timmy, I know I'm old, but you can save the burns for later.
How is eating meat racist?
Oh dear.
I'll gladly tell you.
Well, it depends on which meat, I suppose. If we eat the meat of other people that look different, then it's racist, I suppose. And a bit cannibalist.
Slaves did not get to eat the same things as their masters. They got the scraps that no one wanted. Chitterlings. Now that black people have overcome slavery, they developed a rich barbecue culture.
I see.
To make up for all the meat eating that they lost out on.
That's the reason, not just because you like barbecues?
And you buy a piece of meat as a white person. You are actively taking away a piece of meat that could be being enjoyed by a survivor of ancestral slavery. Eating meat is not only racist, but it's also anti-Semitic. During the Holocaust, Jews did not get to eat meat in labor camps. They ate potato soup, which would spill on their bodies, burning them and giving them infections.
Oh my God.
Now, Jew survivors eat a lot of meat. Brisket. Just let them have that. Stop appropriating every...
people, what? Okay, literally, one of the reasons why the human brain started growing, I mean, evolutionary speaking, is because humans started having a mixed diet, because meat has a crap ton of calories and energy in it, and a brain takes a lot of energy to run. So literally, one of the reasons why humans turned into humans is a mixed diet. This goes further back than any modern civilization BS, and like, no, everything is not about race, please stop.
A body in motion stays in motion is literally a quote from an arthritis medication ad from like 2005.
This is Sir Isaac Newton's first law of motion. Maybe it's both? I don't know. I mean, TikTok comments are amazing. Half my comments on TikTok, whenever I do the funny Swedish accent, just like, oh, he's trying to be PewDiePie. And then the other comment is, you're racist for saying someone sounds like PewDiePie. And the next comment is just like, no, he's just Swedish. And it's like, oh, saying Swedish people sound similar is racist. It's just a parody accent. Sick people.
This is Samantha Stator, another MTF Pro tennis player. If you somehow think that this is a legit woman, you haven't been paying attention. Wake up. These Satanists run the world. And you love to invert God's creations and laws. People who do not believe in God have a hard time seeing this because they don't understand the reason for doing this. It is perverted, this world, and changed it from the natural to the unnatural. The world is being taught how to serve the beast. Do not be so easily manipulated by it.
First off, you're on social media. Social media is not natural, so get... Secondly, that's a cis woman who happens to be buff. What? It's unnatural for women to work out now, I suppose. My god, the takes today are just mwah. Born too late to discover new land, and born too early to discover the worlds, but just in time to collect microplastics in my major organs.
Newsflash, no one has ever discovered new lands, ever. In the history of mankind, there has always been people living on lands colonized.
I'm pretty sure there have been lands that, you know, they didn't harbor civilizations that people explored. What? Urine therapy! Oh dear god, what?
At what age is it safe to use urine on a child's skin? The second they are born. It's what they came out of? What?
It's not like from dust you came and from dust you shall return.
From piss you came and from piss you shall return.
This post is really taking the piss. Alright, I'm having too much fun with this. What happens when women are no longer needed for reproduction? Oh, this is gonna be a golden one, isn't it? I'm pretty sure since science will be able to recreate the role of a woman has in reproduction, women are incubators, men are life givers. How did you... What? Okay. Science will never be able to create a DNA-filled sperm. Why not? But science has created multiple different examples of incubation systems, leading me to believe we will definitely be able to replace the women contribution as far as reproduction is concerned. But what then? In my opinion, if there's ever becomes a lack of motive to reproduce with women, they're fricked. Women depend on man culture would immediately disappear. Women depend on man culture would immediately disappear. I have no clue what the sentence even is trying to mean. Naughties would be purely sport, meaning no woman could ever refuse a fetish because of the constant threat of replacement. There would be no pussy power. Jerking off would be like breathing. It would also some issues being baby loss, like abortion and parental rights. Just an interesting shower thought. How is this an interesting shower thought? Tilder, science is closer to replacing the female reproductive system when they're the male reproductive system, so you hoes better watch out. I'm pretty sure that both can be pretty easily replaced. I mean, for God's sake, you have the male splooshy banks already. Like, what? I would say that's closer to replacing anything if you want to go that route. What are you talking about? What?
This feels like the moment to finally confess that I once wrote a TV episode in which the Flash literally enters the Speed Force, and I still don't understand what the Speed Force is.
That's why it didn't air.
It's aired a lot of times, according to the checks I keep getting.
I love Twitter people that try so hard with gotcha moments that do they go around to every thread and just spam this in the hopes that they will get like something right at some point? Is that the strategy? Is that a strat? Maybe I'll get one ratio plus L one day and then my life will be complete.
1 star. Kinda sketched out. Look at this date. I'm concerned that it says it was manufactured in July in 2022. Since it's only February, makes me feel a little skeptical about putting this on my skin. 5 people found this helpful. Okay, so it does no, you know in like other parts of the world that uses a system of dates that isn't just scrambled,
the day comes first, then the month, then the year. I'm not sure why Americans flip it. It's a little weird. It's easy to understand, but it's still weird to me. It's easier to just think of it as a pyramid, like small, medium, large. You know, it makes sense. But I like how 5 people found this helpful. What do you mean helpful? In what way? Le petit mort. Oh yeah, nailed that. Le petit mort. Oh, beautiful. I'm gonna get butchered in the comments. Le. Mort is male, thus li and not la. La is the female article. Mort is a feminine word, so it's la mort. Source. I am French. This is like Duolingo, but worse. Will Smith. Wordle. Bro, you can't just slap The Rock and tweet about some Wordle shite the day after. What do you mean? So wait, you gotta like follow a celebrity on Twitter just to like yell at them for previous controversies, and you can't even get the controversy right? Are you kidding me? Oh, that's amazing. Man, Twitter, never change, please. Oh, it's such a good source of content.
Can we just also say we don't actually need
gravity?
This must be... But that's a different thing.
What do you mean by that?
I saw someone do this. Was this a TikTok? We were watching something where someone...
I love the setup in this.
Like,
it must be before the frenemies broke up, right?
That we don't need gravity.
What if it was never invented?
Invented by who?
Sir Isaac Newton.
What?
Isaac Newton created gravity?
Whoever created gravity, someone did, but we don't actually need it.
There was,
like,
there was a time on Earth before gravity existed?
Yes. Who created gravity?
I mean, the clip is very out of context. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt, but this is something I see confused a lot, where like, what's the difference between a natural law and our theories? A theory is basically just our rough translation of the universe. That's why you see, for example, the theory of gravity evolving over time. We had Newton's theory of gravity, and if you study higher physics, for example, you learn that it's a very simplified version that breaks down in certain parts of the universe. And nowadays, we still try to debunk Einstein's theory and find places where it breaks down to like improve our theory of the universe. This is how it works. It doesn't mean that gravity started existing. It just means that meant that we had an explanation for it, a translation of the way the universe works, if you will. I do find it hilarious, though. Imagine if we never invented gravity. I would love to have a flying dinosaur. Gosh damn. Well, laddies, lasses, and lasses, I do hope you enjoyed this beautiful video, because you are beautiful and you deserve enjoyment. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the very near future. Take care. Mwah.